Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Politics here at the Hindu with me, Nistula Hebbar, where we unpack the news making the headlines in domestic politics. This week was extremely newsy because we saw the replacement of Law Minister Kiren Rijiju with Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Arjun Ram Meghwal. Now, Mr. Meghwal has replaced Kiren Rijiju as the Law Minister of this country for the first time, I suppose, in many years. I'll have to check on that. The Law Ministry will not be headed by a cabinet minister, as Mr. Meghwal has been given charge as Minister of State with independent charge of that ministry. There are lots of theories making the rounds as to why Mr. Rijiju was removed and why Mr. Meghwal has been put in place. As far as all these issues are concerned, the Hindu has carried a story today. This is Friday, as I said. As I keep telling everybody, Friday is when I record this episode, and that will be available in the show notes of this episode. The other event that we want to talk about, which has a biggish impact on politics going ahead, was the results of the Karnataka Assembly elections. Now, the implications of those results will be quite far-reaching for all three parties which participated in these elections: the Congress, the BJP, and the Janata Dal Secular. This will have impact on the national level to a certain extent, and of course, a lot on politics within Karnataka going forward. So for the first thing, let's start with the Congress, which was the victor in these elections. It registered a spectacular victory of 135 seats out of 224, and it registered wins in all significant categories of communities and regions of this big state. The victory, of course, has raised the morale of the party and also, of course, increased its access to resources to fight elections further, and will have an impact on the party's morale, etc., going into polls in the two states of Madhya Pradesh and Telangana, which are to be held later in the year. Now, in Telangana specifically, and I wrote about this also in the Hindu, the BJP basically it has been claiming that it is the party to beat, that it is the main opposition party. It won 4 seats in the Lok Sabha elections, including that of Nizamabad, from where the daughter of Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, K. Kavita, usually contests, and that seat was won by the BJP. And the BJP has been doing a lot of yatras, etc., and poached people from the Bharata Rashtra Samiti, erstwhile Telangana Rashtra Samiti, like Etala Rajendra, etc. But the fact remains that the BJP was having trouble getting candidates for all 119 seats in the state, and there is no one huge social community which has stuck to the BJP or around which to build a social coalition, which is extremely important when you talk about electoral politics. So the BJP was hoping that an indifferent or a performance by the Congress, a hung assembly or something, or the BJP getting at least 85 to 90 seats would make it easier for them to approach Congress leaders from Telangana to jump ship and become BJP candidates going forward, bringing their support bases with them. That hasn't happened, and BJP is in a bit of a soup in Telangana. There is also a lot of talk of infighting between the old lot of the BJP, led by Bandi Sanjay Kumar, who's the state unit president of the party there, and the newcomers like Etala Rajendra. So not a very good situation for the BJP morale-wise and in terms of poaching leaders to their side, or just basically getting together support, shoring up numbers. Congress, of course, has been extremely happy with the results, not just because it gets to form the government in Karnataka, but in Telangana. Several leaders, and this I have from very good authority within the Congress, there were 4 or 5 leaders of the party who were ready to jump ship to the BJP, had stopped taking calls from the party high command and the party leadership have suddenly reopened their communications channel and are far more sanguine about the prospect of remaining with the Congress and going into the polls, state assembly polls in Telangana. Even if Congress manages to maintain a decent score at the number 2 position in Telangana, I think that would be a good result for them following the Karnataka Assembly elections. Now, in Madhya Pradesh, the Congress hopes that the voter fatigue with the BJP government, because they did vote out the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government in 2018. Government was restored in 2020 because Jyotiraditya Scindia, along with 21-22 MLAs with him, Congress MLAs with him, jumped ship to the BJP. That's how the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government came back to power, and that there is a large voter fatigue that is building up in the state. So Congress is counting on that this will help them, and they want the very focused campaign that was done in Karnataka, early start, declare tickets early, have an outreach to all communities in a good way, and basically how to run a campaign, etc. were lessons that Karnataka Congress can impart to Madhya Pradesh. Also, again, as I said, the resource situation also has improved for the Congress in terms of fighting elections. Now, the third thing in terms of a national impact, of national positive impact for the Congress, is that it has restored the Congress's confidence as the leader of the opposition pack going into the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Several regional leaders like Mamata Banerjee, etc., registering wins against the BJP had said there should be a third front, etc. But the Congress has now regained that position, saying that they too can beat the BJP in a one-on-one contest. This was not an easy election to win. Congress did win it, and therefore their claim to be the leader of the opposition pack as a national party strengthens. Now, what is the negative fallout for the Congress from a victory like they had in Karnataka? Well, first of all, it has to be that in the government formation itself in Karnataka, there are seeds of dissent and infighting because of the very, very strong claim laid by KPCC President DK Shivakumar to the Chief Minister's chair. It took all of 1 week after the spectacular victory for the Congress High Command to sort those issues out and declare that Siddaramaiah, former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, will again be their man in Karnataka. There is also a talk that there's a power sharing agreement which has not been made public. And it's strictly denied by the Siddaramaiah camp but confirmed by the DK Shivakumar camp. This is not a good look for any administration. Anybody who knows anything about administration knows that if there is any confusion with regard to who is the boss, then the bureaucracy does whatever the hell it feels like doing rather than listen to the elected representatives of the ruling party and their leader, the Chief Minister of the state. This is not a good thing for the Congress, and the sooner that this confusion is dispelled, the better it would be for the party, for its agenda, for Karnataka, and for the people of Karnataka who have elected a government and deserve to be governed by the elected representatives rather than an unelected bureaucracy doing whatever the heck it feels like. Also, for the Congress, there is also a big danger that the Karnataka victory will be made out to be something more than it is. As I said before, the morale is high and resource situation has improved, but the party still needs to get its act together at the national level. If the party thinks that it has kind of pulled one or fast one over the BJP, the 2024 elections will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's election, and the Congress needs to realize elections nowadays are presidential. They need to get their act together for the Lok Sabha elections and not allow provincial victories to be extrapolated into a national wave. Now we come to the BJP, which saw a very disappointing performance for them in these elections. It was not a surprise to people like me who cover the BJP because the removal of B.S. Yediyurappa as the Chief Minister of the state was not taken by the Lingayat community, which is the bedrock of support for the BJP, around which the rest of the social coalition, including the Hindutva vote, etc., is kind of built around. The BJP actually only did well or only retained its situation, its position in the coastal areas around the Hindutva vote. And in terms of building social coalitions around the idea of Lingayat support or the reservations that they had announced for SCs and STs, the quota within quota, etc., it failed totally. Now, with the retirement of B.S. Yediyurappa from the field, bringing back the Lingayats into the BJP fold will be difficult. They will basically just have to look at how the Congress treats Lingayat leaders who have gotten elected. Around 34 or 37 Lingayat MLAs of Congress got elected, and the BJP will have to kind of strike whenever they feel that the Lingayat community is being alienated by the Congress. Other than waiting for that to happen, there is not too much that the BJP can do at this moment. They will, of course, have to appoint a leader of the opposition in the Legislative Assembly and a new state president, because Mr. Nalin Kumar Patil, apart from being extremely unpopular within the party organization in the state, his term also got over. He got an extension because elections were very close by. It didn't make sense to appoint somebody else in that short period of time who could take the organization in hand to fight the election. But now that time is over, election is over, and the BJP can undertake some sort of experimentation in social coalitions again in order to claw back to power. Now, this job of choosing the leader of opposition in the Legislative Assembly and a new state president will also tell us which direction the BJP is going in order to realize its strategy, not just for the 2024 elections, but for its future in the state. Now we come to the Janata Dal S. Now, for the Janata Dal S, this was a catastrophic election. The party only got 20 seats and about 13.3% of the vote share, compared to its tally of 37 seats and 18.3% of the vote share in 2018. It lost many seats to the Congress in the southern Karnataka belt, where it had held sway over the Vokkaliga votes and minority votes, so much so that it also lost in Ramnagara, where Nikhil Kumaraswamy, son of former Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy, contested. Now, there are many comparisons that are being made between the JDS's graph in Karnataka and the BSP's graph in UP after the since the 2014 polls. The BSP also, from being a party which formed a government on its own in the past in Uttar Pradesh, getting a sizable number of MLAs consistently into the Lok Sabha, has slid and fallen to a very, very low level. And a lot of experts are saying that the JDS's graph is showing a similar downward trend with not a very realistic prospect of reviving. For the JDS, the real danger is that this downward graph is also accompanied by the fact that the Congress was more adept in these elections at articulating issues of regional pride, which were the mainstay of the JDS, but also they managed a minority consolidation in favor of the Congress. So a lot of things got lost by the JDS during the course of these elections. One is the regional parties plank and also minority votes. Experts say that this crisis facing the party was even worse. This crisis is even worse than the 1999 assembly polls, when the JDS won only 10 seats. At that time, former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda was very active, and he managed to build up the party again to a point where it won 58 seats in 2004 and formed a coalition government with the Congress with Dharm Singh as as the state chief minister of the Congress, and Siddaramaiah as his deputy. Currently, Mr. Devegowda has entered his ninth decade. He said it's his last election. It was conveyed that it is his last election. And Mr. Kumaraswamy keeps indifferent health. He was hospitalized, in fact, in the middle of the campaign for Karnataka Assembly elections, and the day after the results came out, he had again traveled to Singapore for health reasons. There is no third layer of leadership with that grit and connect with Kannadigas in the JDS. For the BJP nationally, there is one big issue also that I forgot to mention earlier. I'm extremely sorry, and I have to mention now before I wind up the recording here, that there are 140 Lok Sabha seats from the southern states, and BJP the last time got about 28 seats out of these 140. Karnataka has been a huge mainstay of its Lok Sabha tally, and bragging rights to being a national party with a footprint in the south, east, west, north, etc., in all directions of the country. With the wipeout that they are facing here, the BJP in Karnataka, state-wise, has a very real problem in the sense that in an area where there is no strong presence of the BJP, the election which was fought on very regional issues, it will also have to rebuild the perception battle that it is not just a northern Hindi-speaking party, that it is a party for whom Kannadigas also can vote to form a government. The party's organization is vibrant enough. I think they will still put up a good fight in the Lok Sabha elections because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is extremely popular in the state, and the Indian voter has the ability to distinguish between provincial elections and national level elections. But the perception battle is something that the BJP really needs to fight hard now that it is as much a party of Kannada speaking people or Tamil speaking people or Telugu speaking people or Malayalam speaking people as it is of Hindi. That is not something that they have had great success in the past. Now, in all of this, the question arises whether Karnataka will head to a bipolar polity with the two national parties, or is there still space for a Karnataka-only outfit like the Janata Dal secular? The course of the next government and the respective strengths of the opposition parties will answer that question. It all depends on what are the mistakes that the Congress party will make over the course of 5 years, and no government is perfect. The Karnataka polls in 2018 did not have much of an impact on the national elections that followed, and that too needs to be checked out again. What it has done, what the polls have done, is revive some aspects of oppositional politics to some vibrancy against what was being seen as an undefeatable BJP. For this week, however, this is all I have. If you liked this video and materials such as this, do ring the subscribe button and like this video, and you will be alerted as and when more stuff comes out. Thank you for watching. I shall see you next week.